everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Safe Space podcast by iSafe Global. My name is Imkolua Adio, and I am your host for today, as usual. So today's session is a little different from our usual podcast format. Today we're slowing down, we're getting intentional, and we're really sitting with what matters. In commemoration with the World Day Against Child Labor, we are here to not just mark it, we are here to acknowledge it and actually talk about it, understand it, and ask ourselves, what does this have to do with us? This year's theme is red card to child labor, fair play to children, decent work for adults. And I love this framing, honestly, because it borrows from football, from the language of the game, to send a clear message when somebody does a foul or plays a foul. Child labor is a foul. It's a violation. And just like in football, when somebody draws a foul, they get a red card. Somebody calls it out, and we are calling it out today. But then this thing goes deeper than that. It's not just saying stop using children as workers. It is asking, why are children working in the first place? And the honest answer is because the adults in their life don't have enough. It's like a direct equation. When parents don't have decent jobs, stable income, or social protection, children pay the price. And when they don't, they also pay the price, which means when they do, they enjoy. And when they don't, they pay the price. So fair play for children and decent work for adults, they are not two separate things. They are the same fight, which means if an adult is settled, a child is also very much settled. Now let's talk about numbers, because the scale of this is something that we need to hear out loud. Right now, 138 million around the world are in child labor. That includes 54 million in hazardous work. And I'm talking about mining, construction, dangerous agriculture work that put their health and lives at risk. I mean, you see very, very small children in the farm. Why rob a child of their childhood by putting them in the farm, putting them in construction, putting them in mining, and doing dangerous agricultural work? We had set a global talent to end child labor by 2025, and we missed it. The ILO and UNICEF are, when they were being clear that at the current pace of this progress we're making, we would need to move 11 times faster to end it in the next 5 years. Here in our region, which is sub-Saharan Africa, we carry the heaviest burden because nearly 87 children, which is like two-thirds of the global world, are right here on this continent, and they are here in Nigeria. A 2022 national survey found that 62.9 million children aged 5 to 17 live in this country. Of those, 35% of them aged 5 to 14 are juggling both school and work. And for older kids, 15 to 17, over 21% of them are working full-time with no school. And now ILO and UNICEF are telling us that as of 2025, we will still need to move 11 times faster to actually solve the problem of child labor. Globally, agriculture is the biggest sector. 61% of child laborers work in farming. After that, domestic work, street vending, mining, and manufacturing. They are not abstract statistics. These are children on our streets, our farms, our homes. Child labor does not just steal a childhood. It breaks a cycle that is very, very hard to repair. When a child drops out of school, the chances of them escaping poverty as an adult drop significantly. I mean, the ones that have gone to school and have completed school have not even fully escaped. It's now the ones that drop out of school at such tender age. It affects their health, their development, their future earnings. It's just a few of them that are able to break that cycle. And for girls especially, it opens the door to other harms, early marriage, trafficking, and abuse. I mean, we can see the news where the girl child in certain states are being married out at very, very tender age. If you're in Lekki or you're on the island at different points, you see children, the children that come to meet you to ask you for money, to wash your cars, so that you can give them money. They're mostly children that should be in school. I mean, the world has actually not just missed a target. We are watching a generation at risk. And this is where the work of organizations like iSafe us becomes so important. We exist to educate, engage, and empower young people, especially women, girls, and people living with disabilities, with livelihood opportunities, and the tools to build safer communities. The connection here is direct. ISAFE works on the front line of the same issue the ILO is flagging: gender-based violence, human trafficking, irregular migration, economic vulnerability. These are the exact conditions that push families into situations where children end up working instead of learning. When we close those gaps, we give adults real skills, income, and real protection. We then remove the pressure that falls on children. So today, we raise that red card to child labor. We are also saying the work ISAFE does matters, the work organization that focuses on child labor, human trafficking, all of these irregularities matters. Every girl empowered, every woman empowered, every man empowered, giving a livelihood impact, every community educated, that is a child somewhere who gets to stay in school. So what do we take away from all this today? Three things. One, child labor is not distant. It's here. It's measurable. The numbers are like too high. Two, ending it requires us to look at the full picture. Children rights and adult economic dignity are connected. You cannot fix one without the other. And three, awareness is where action starts. Conversations like these ones matter. Showing up today matters. Let's raise the red card. Not just today, but in how we work, how we advocate, and how we show up for the communities around us. If you're raising the red card with us against child labor and the empowerment of adults, we'd like you to drop a comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.